The Stoic-Samurai mindset. How ancient warriors built unshakable confidence. Philosophy spotlight, Stoicism. Stoicism is the ancient school of thought that teaches us how to find tranquility by controlling our inner responses to a world that is constantly unpredictable. The Romans who practiced Stoic ideas, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, sought calmness through discipline, resilience, and clarity of mind. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote that we must live in accordance with nature, accept what we cannot change, and focus our energy on what we do control. Seneca warned against letting desire and emotion drive us, while Epictetus reminded us that it is our judgments and perceptions that disturb our peace, not external events. 3 key lessons from Stoicism that apply to our modern quests for confidence and performance are: 1. The dichotomy of control. Separate what you can influence from what you cannot. By channeling effort only toward controllable actions, you reduce anxiety and increase effectiveness. 2. Reframing obstacles. Turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Viewing setbacks as training gives you a resilient mindset. 3. Mindful presence. Live in the present moment rather than fixating on past regrets or future anxieties. Being fully present sharpens focus and decision-making. We will weave these Stoic pillars into the stories of samurai warriors whose confidence was forged on the battlefield and the battlefield of the mind. Chapter 1. The Silent Edge. Legend has it that Miyamoto Musashi, the celebrated no-style swordsman of 17th century Japan, once walked alone into a misty forest for months to practice his blade in complete silence. He did not practice for fame or the thrill of combat. He practiced for mastery of self. When he emerged, his movements were so precise that a single strike became a living poem. The lesson for us today is that unshakable confidence arises from deliberate, disciplined practice that tunes the inner mind as well as the outer skill. Musashi's silence mirrors the Stoic pause before action. He avoided impulsive decisions driven by fear or arrogance. How can you apply this? Start a daily routine of structured practice. If you are a writer, set a single goal, such as writing a page a day, without worry about the review or the deadline. Each deliberate minute trains your mind to focus. Over time, you will find that confidence is no longer a fleeting emotion, but a steady foundation. In the same way that Musashi steadied his stomach to calm his sword, calm your thoughts by building a practice of reflection at the finish of each task. The discipline of rehearsal is the silent edge of mental armor. Like the blades of a samurai that stay clean, keep your practice clean. Call to action. If you're ready to sharpen your silent edge, hit like, share this with a friend, and subscribe so you never miss a new mindset lesson. Reflective question. When was the last time you practiced without a goal of external validation, focusing solely on mastery? Chapter 2. The Storm of Sekigahara. The Battle of Sekigahara in 1600 marked a turning point in Japanese history and the rise of Tokugawa Ieyasu. On the battlefield, Ieyasu's forces surrounded a larger army. He faced the thunderstorm of panic that came with the clash, but he did not let the storm drown his will. Instead, he directed his thoughts inward, remained calm, and used it to make clear decisions that turned the tide. The Stoic insight here is the art of detachment from uncontrollable external chaos. Ieyasu did not try to control the rain or the winds, he chose to control his attitude. By focusing solely on what he could decide, his next move, the alignment of his men, he achieved victory. You can mirror this in the market or in business by embracing uncertainty as an inevitable factor. When a sudden crisis occurs, say a supplier delay or a sudden drop in sales, take a breath. Assess the facts you can control, your work process, your communication, your pivot plans, and act decisively. Practical application. Create an uncontrollables log where you list what is out of your hands. Then, for each day, write the 3 actionable items you decide to work on. This practice removes the weight of dread and replaces it with purposeful action. Like Ieyasu's calm under thunder, master your mind's weather and watch your confidence grow. Call to action. Show your support by liking and sharing this lesson, and don't forget to subscribe for future insights. Reflective question. How often do you let external chaos dictate your internal state? Chapter 3. The Empty Room. In the dojo of a Kyoto monastery, a novice was expected to kneel before the master and bow once a day. One morning, he found the master alone, surrounded by nothing but darkness. As he approached, a silence deeper than stone filled the air. The master explained that true confidence is grown in the empty room, where there is no applause, no scorn, only your own reflection. This parable embodies the Stoic principle that external approval is irrelevant to inner mastery. In the echoing silence, you confront your own limits, test your resolve, and find your real measure. The only judgment comes from the self. Today's takeaway is to cultivate a habit of internal assessment over external validation. When you finish a project, set aside a quiet moment to review what you did well, how you handled stress, and where you learned. Keep a journal that asks the questions: what was the hardest part? How did you respond? What can you improve? Implementation. On the last night of a work week, write a short entry on what I did well and why. Keep this routine until you start measuring progress from the inside out. You will notice confidence building because your standards are controlled by you, not others. The empty room has turned a warrior's fear into his strength. Call to action. Enjoy this introspection. Like, share, and subscribe so the empty room can become a community of seekers. Reflective question. When do you rely most on external praise, and how could focusing inward change that? Chapter 4. The Mirror of the Samurai. The Japanese samurai were taught to look into a polished bamboo mirror, not just to check their armor, but to confront their souls. Once a veteran samurai, Oda Nobunaga, confronted his own reflection after a devastating loss. He saw no weakness, only the chance to refine his strategy and his heart. Stoic philosophy mirrors this practice. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the mind is a mirror that can either magnify error or highlight growth. The reflection we choose to see determines our self-improvement trajectory. Takeaway: practice intentional self-reflection that turns setbacks into catalysts rather than traps. The mirror does not show you the scar, but the posture you will adopt next. How to apply: after each failure, write a brief mirror report. Summarize what went wrong, what your emotions were, and most importantly, what you learned. Then outline one concrete change you will make next time. The act of honest reflection becomes the samurai's armory, reinforcing confidence through knowledge and adjustment. When the mirror is bright, even defeat becomes a stepping stone. Call to action: if this resonates, like, share, and subscribe. Reflective question: when did a failure become your greatest teacher? Chapter 5. The Last Dawn. Years after a life of honor, a samurai stood on a hill as the sun set. He thought of his battles, the friends he lost, and the lessons he earned. In that quiet moment, he realized his confidence was not a weapon but a presence, a steadiness that had never left his chest. He passed on his teachings to a younger generation, not by example alone, but by articulating the creed that defined him. Do not let fear or pride disturb your inner peace. Modern relevance. Confidence is ultimately a legacy of values and habits you carry into the future. Like the last dawn, we each have a chance to let our legacy guide us in the days that follow. So, how can you shape that lasting legacy? Choose one core value you wish to embody: perseverance, integrity, curiosity, and commit to daily evidence of it. Share that evidence with a peer or mentor to reinforce accountability. Over time, this consistent expression plants a seed of confidence that will endure beyond immediate results. The Last Dawn is a reminder that true confidence is timeless, not fleeting. Call to action. If you found this journey inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe for more timeless mindsets. Reflective question: what core value will you commit to daily to fortify your legacy? Conclusion. The Stoic-Samurai mindset is not a distant myth. It is a living framework that blends disciplined practice, acceptance of chaos, internal mastery, intentional reflection, and legacy building. By integrating these principles, we transform ordinary moments into opportunities for unshakable confidence. May you too find your silent edge, brace your storm, face the empty room, peer into the mirror, and greet each last dawn with steady resolve. The path to confidence is, in the words of Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Thank you for joining this exploration. Keep the flame of curiosity alive, hit like, share the wisdom with a friend, and subscribe so we can walk this path together.